Every horse is eventually going to get scared of something. In this video you are going to see a 4-year-old mare called Jackie and her owner, Mary. Jackie is afraid of the two pigs. This one is called Dorothy. Your horse is likely to get scared or a bit nervous when he sees something new to him. When you encounter something that gets your horse scared, the best thing you can do is to just show him that there is nothing to be afraid of. This video is going to be about overcoming Jackie's fear and showing her that Dorothy is not going to hurt her. Now you can see Mary working with Jackie. She's trying to be as close to Dorothy as Jackie will go. Even though Jackie is a calm and confident mare, now that she's near Dorothy, she pays more attention to Dorothy than she does to her owner, Mary. This is how it looks when your horse doesn't pay enough attention to you. Jackie is now just deciding based on her instincts and doesn't really pay much attention to what Mary wants her to be doing. When your horse gets scared of something and you want to get him back under control, get him busy by asking him to do simple things, one right after another. Now I want Jackie to just do a few steps to the right, then to the left, now let's do 3 steps forward, and now let's back up, and so on. You want to get the mind of your horse occupied, so he stops thinking about the thing that he's getting scared of and starts paying more of his attention to you. You can tell how much attention are you getting by observing the way your horse reacts and where is he looking. The less effort it's going to take to get your horse to do simple things, the more attention he's paying to you. If your horse gets tense and just stares at the thing or an animal that he's scared of, then he's clearly telling you that the scary object is more important than you are. After I manage to get my horse to look at me, or at least stop looking at the thing that he's scared of, and after he starts following me and backing up in front of me, he's going to start thinking more about what I want, and not about the scary object. His mind will get occupied with something else and he will be able to relax. It's really important to keep asking your horse to perform these simple exercises one after another. You want to keep them coming fast, so your horse doesn't really get time for thinking about the scary object. When your horse gets nervous, try to stay calm. Your behavior should be confident and you should be using adequate pressure. I say adequate because you are going to need different amounts of pressure with every horse. If your horse starts rearing or tries to break loose and run away, you have to be considerably more direct and use a lot more pressure than you are going to need just a little bit after, when your horse already calms down and starts paying more attention to you again. Always use adequate amounts of pressure in every given situation. You can tell whether you are using adequate amounts of pressure by observing the way your horse reacts. Getting your horse to pay attention to you is just the first thing you need to achieve in a situation like this. The second thing is to help your horse to overcome his fear. You can do that by asking your horse to do one simple thing right after another, while slowly moving towards the scary object. In this case, it's the pig called Dorothy. How fast are you going to be able to get close depends on your horse. I try to get as close to Dorothy as Jackie will go. I move closer and closer while making sure that Jackie continues to pay attention to me. Jackie of course realizes that we are moving closer to Dorothy and she's watching out, while slowly discovering that Dorothy might not actually be dangerous. When you are watching the way I work with Jackie, while slowly getting closer to Dorothy, let me tell you what mistakes people often do when their horse gets scared of something. One mistake is that they simply leave the scary object and just walk away without removing their horse's fear of it. You will get rid of having to solve it and your horse might remain calm. However, that's not solving the problem. When your horse learns that he doesn't have to be scared of a certain object, when he sees it again, he's not going to get scared of it anymore. Another thing is that every time you remove your horse's fear of something, his confidence grows a little bit. So next time when you need to overcome his fear of something else, things are going to be much easier and you are going to be able to overcome his fear much quicker. He's not going to be panicking as much, and he's going to be less likely to start freaking out and rearing. Most likely the next time your horse gets scared of something, instead of freaking out, he's just going to turn to you to lead him. There is another mistake people often do. They don't leave the scary object, but instead they just stand still and let their horse stare at it. They don't care whether their horse pays attention to them. They let him stare at it and wait for his fear to go away. This approach is going to work sometimes, and some horses will actually stop being scared after some time. However, what's wrong about it is that it basically tells your horse that if he gets scared of something, he doesn't need to pay attention to you anymore and he can just do what he thinks is the best. I've seen quite a few really good horses that were amazing to ride, however, only until they saw something scary. As soon as they did, they became absolutely uncontrollable in some cases. A third, smaller mistake is to help your horse too much while you are asking him to perform the simple exercises. Your horse should be doing what you ask on a loose lead rope. If he doesn't react well enough, however, just correct him by pulling the lead rope. If you keep your lead rope tensioned at all times, your horse will start paying less attention to you. He's always going to be able to feel the lead rope, and it's going to make it easier for him to react without actually paying proper attention to you. One of the first things that I teach to any young horse is to back up in front of me. I want my horse to back up in front of me willingly and maintain his distance. Second thing I want is for my horse to follow me on a lead rope. If your horse does these two things reliably when he's calm, it's going to be much easier to solve something once your horse gets stressed. If you don't manage to get your horse to reliably and willingly back up in front of you while maintaining his distance when he's calm, you can't really expect him to do it once he gets stressed. It's better to not even ask for it if you know that he's not going to be able to listen to you properly. Start by teaching him these simple exercises once he's calm first. Make sure he reacts swiftly and willingly once he's calm. Jackie already knows these exercises well, so even when she gets scared, she still listens to me and I'm able to work with her on removing her fear. If you are unsure about how your horse is going to react, it's important to keep your eye on him at all times. Then you can instantly tell when your horse gets calmer or if you are getting too close to the scary object and your horse is getting too stressed. If you watch your horse and all his reactions at all times, you are going to be able to react quicker and avoid possible injuries when your horse tries to run away or run into you. When I see that my mare gets calmer, I'm going to let her stand still for a little bit. I try to get closer and closer to Dorothy. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. Every horse is going to need a different amount of time. Just be there until you get your horse to approach the scary object, take a close look at it, and until he relaxes while standing next to it. If you have to hold your horse to force him to stay next to the scary object, he's of course still scared of it. If he relaxes while standing next to it and stops really caring about it, you know that he's no longer afraid of it. Your horse getting scared and panicking can create very dangerous situations for the both of you. If you want to avoid them as much as possible, make sure that you always remove your horse's fear as you have seen it in this video. When your horse gets scared, try to stay calm, confident and decisive. Make sure that you are using adequate amounts of pressure. You want your horse to listen to you and do all the simple things you are asking him to do. You should be asking your horse to do one simple thing right after another to keep his mind occupied with simple exercises and with you instead of focusing on the scary object. I want my horse to listen to me while he's on a loose lead rope. When you get your horse to listen to you on a loose lead rope, he's going to have to pay much more attention to you other than if you had him on a rope tensioned. If he listens to you on a loose lead rope, he has to be watching you instead of watching the scary object. If he doesn't react on a loose lead rope, however, of course, pull it. Slowly move closer and closer to the scary object while asking your horse to perform the simple exercises. In the end, your horse should be standing still and relaxed next to the scary object. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it on Facebook. And of course, stay tuned for the next video, in which I'm going to show you how to overcome your horse's fear and get him to walk to places that he is scared of.